All right, only two more to go. How about this is how you do fast storytelling. So our next speaker is Cheri Farha. Cheri has managed the Mom Distribution Center, that is Middleton Outreach Ministry, for over 5 years and was instrumental in creating greater access to the food pantry for those in need. She has a background in corporate communications and ran her own small business before joining Mom. Cheri grew her first tomato in the Mom Food Pantry garden. Good work.
Great, thanks. Good, thank you. Hi, everyone. This is going to be the first time I've ever spoken 5 minutes about something I feel very passionate about. So she said with the slide in, you're done. So don't start yet. Anyway, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about a challenge. You can go ahead and start. That we faced in our organization and a risk that we took to try to solve it. We serve more than 4,000 people every month at the food pantry in Middleton, Cross Plains area, and West Madison. And the need continues to get greater. We're estimating that we will give out about 1 million pounds of food this year alone. So unfortunately, demand does not seem to lessen. Cuts in federal food and state assistance programs have really left food pantries holding the bag, literally. So the challenge is also complicated by the fact that most food pantries have pretty restricted times you can visit, hours you can go. The typical food pantry you can only shop at once a month. And we found that just was not going to solve the problem of hunger relief in our area. It was causing too much anxiety for people to try to go around and find food. So shortly after I started at Mom, we decided to make a huge change to our model. We decided to let people shop as often as they needed. And that was a huge, huge, bold undertaking. There's maybe one other pantry in the area that does it, and I'm not even sure if there's that many in the state or nationally that do it. So it's a pretty bold model that we took. You can bet I had a lot of sleepless nights, wondering if I had committed career suicide, maybe thinking it was the last job I was ever going to have that somebody wanted to pay me to do. Kept wondering if all the people that were giving me the horror stories that were going to happen, people are going to wipe you out, they're going to pull up and pick up trucks and take all the food off your shelves, and you're not going to have anything left for people. But I continued to be haunted by an experience that I had when I first started working there. I was new to the pantry, I was afraid of breaking the rules, and a family came in clearly in need of food, and they weren't within their 30 days, and I turned them away. And that just continues to haunt me to this day. And so it was at that point that I just made a pledge to myself that no one was ever going to leave my food pantry hungry again. So we took the plunge, we implemented the model. We're open 6 days a week and more hours than any other pantry in Dayton County, just so you know. So we're really kind of walking the talk here. We're serving a lot of people. I just kept reminding myself during the whole process that we're dealing with food, and it's a basic life necessity, and it really does just kind of boil down to the green beans. I kept saying it's just the green beans. We're not giving out Rolex watches or electronics. We're giving out food. So I just want to tell you kind of some of the things that we did to make it happen, and hopefully this will encourage you to take a risk in your own organization. I strongly say stay focused on the mission. I would tell people when they kept saying, oh, it's not going to work, or people are going to abuse the system, or they're going to sell food in their neighborhoods and stuff like that, I would say, you know, the time that we spend worrying about these maybe things, we're taken away from the time we're spending on the mission. So I'm just saying stay focused on it. Secure complete buy-in from your corporate or governing body, because what you don't want later is for your board to say, I told you this wasn't going to work. You want them to be invested in it. Start out small. We did a soft rollout. We didn't publicize it that broadly until we felt that the whole thing was going to actually work. And I encourage you to really select the words that you use when you're trying to roll out a new policy, because there's a lot of differences between the words want and need, for instance, in my line of work. So I encourage you to be selective about that. Once we rolled out the model and saw that things were going to work, we went ahead and took another big risk, which is we didn't believe that everybody could get to the physical food pantry. And so that whole model of if you build it, they come doesn't work in hunger relief. So we started several other programs which were aimed at getting out to people that couldn't come to us. Mobile food pantries, school snack bag programs, gardens. We have 3 food pantry gardens. We started a service camp to get kids out into the community to do the good works of Mom. So just to kind of leave you with some heartfelt advice. Just don't overcomplicate a system that doesn't need to be complicated. I found that us in the food industry, we're making all these rules and all these conditions, and people just need food. They just need to know that they have dinner on their table at night. And nobody pulled up in a pickup truck, and nobody like wiped us out, and we still have food on our shelves. We have people that are not anxious and people that are less tense because they didn't know where they were going to go the other 3 weeks of the month. And you're going to have people that maybe were your supporters that decide, you know, I can't stay with the organization, it's not moving in the direction. That's going to happen. But you need to stay bold and you need to stay the course. I can say that even in some pretty stressful times, I really don't at all, I'm not at all, sorry, but don't regret the decision that we made. When someone comes up to you and says that you've saved my life and you put food on the table for my family, we didn't have any, I felt like it was worth taking the risk. So be bold. Thanks.